Oh, Cinnamon, you joined me. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Okay, well, we'll see if other people join, but thank you, Cinnamon. I am at the city park here in Olympia. It is Lions Park, sitting in the shade, but there's quite a few things here. If we can get this to zoom in. All right. But there's things here. It's a nice afternoon. I wanted to get out of work or out of my house. I went to work today just to see what was going on. I want to take more time off. But yeah, I shouldn't have gone into work today because now I have to go into work tomorrow and do some more stuff. Take care of some things. Trying to figure out how much vacation time I have left. Yeah, this is a city park. Like I said, it's Lions. There's tennis courts over here. You have people out here practicing some sort of sports. I don't really want to zoom in on them. And there's water features here. There's a little water park here, water park to it. You can get a covered pavilion and have a cookout or something, or just come up here and hang out like I'm doing. But this is a nice park. Waiting to see if other people will join us. But how are you doing, Cinnamon? How was your time down in Florida? The weather here, it's sunny. It's about, I don't know, between 5 and 6 p.m. It's not too humid today. Probably in the 70s. It's just a nice day to get out. I was cooped up in my house all day. Sitting in front of my computer, work computer, where I don't get any calls anymore. So I just sit there and try and amuse myself for 9 hours. But that's what I was doing. I guess we can walk around the park. I just don't feel comfortable zooming in on people. Hello, Renee. Glad you could make it. I am at Lions Park here in the city of Olympia. It's a city park. Cinnamon said it rained every day while she was in Florida. You know, it didn't rain at all when you were in Florida up here. It might have had some overcast days, but it didn't really rain. So I'm going to walk around a little bit. Let me get my stuff together. You'll probably hear the mic making noises because I'm going to pin it to myself now. I don't want to do what I did the other day and walk around with my mic laying on the ground. I was able to recover that mic that I lost at my last live stream. Went down there the next day and I found it. a viewer told me about what time it stopped, and I checked my video and I saw where I was. So let's see what. Oh, let me get this thing situated better. Okay, so here we go. Oh, here we go. All right. So as I said, we had a little water park, little water thing for the kids up here. That's what I'm walking towards now. Hello, Tony from Down Under. Glad you could make it. I kind of saved doing this live stream till the evening when I knew some people around the world would be up. So we're in Lions Park. It's a city park here in Olympia. We got tennis courts over here. You can play baseball up here. Hello, Hopping. I'm not going to pronounce your name right, but Hope and Go. Thanks for joining in. We are at Lions City Park here in Olympia, Washington. As I was saying, slow this down. You can play baseball over here. You can do baseball over there. And there's tennis over here. A little water feature for the kids. The city of Olympia does not have a city swimming pool. They could have put one in years ago, but they opted for some kind of fountain that people could play in. And then we have a covered pavilion there where people are presently having a picnic. So I'll stay away from that. We got some people out here doing tennis. Beaches aren't really good here. They're not sandy beaches. They're rocks. I'm going to do a video on a city park that is not quite as far out as Burfoot Park, where I was for the past couple of days. Or not a couple of days, but made a video. Let's get this away from them. Okay. Still have my microphone on. That's good. But I really won't go down any farther. There's a bunch of kids and stuff down in the playground part. But this is the park. This wasn't my first choice to live stream today. Wanted to go to the city water tower and look over look across the city, but there's too many trees in the way. Couldn't do that. So I've turned around. Don't want to intrude on people's fun, especially when they're out here with their families. Oh, that's Bubs again, isn't it not? Is it? I don't see her icon. Oh, it's Dave. Okay, it's Dave. All right. I don't recognize Dave without Vegas unlocked. So I'm going to go back to the picnic table that I was sitting at. But Dave, we are at Lion City Park here in Olympia on a nice sunny evening, sometime between 5 and 6. I was tired of sitting in the house, and so I am out for a little bit. And I decided I would do a live stream. So we're going to go back to this picnic table that's in the shade. Probably won't be a long live stream. But I just wanted to do one. I'm not recognized to your name, Dave, but I'll get used to it eventually. Okay, back to my corner. Set this down. And here we are. Just, whoops. The trees here are pretty big. This is a fairly large tree. It actually might be first growth that was saved, didn't get cut down. And then I have another one right behind me. Big Doug firs. No, she streamed yesterday. Tony, she was out yesterday. I don't think she's out today. I checked to see who was on before I came out, and she was not on. But at any rate, I just had some things I wanted to say. That friends are really important to have. A good friend can get you through the darkest times of your life. And you shouldn't be afraid to speak to a close friend about everything. You should cherish all the friends that you have. And sometimes you actually got to fight to keep a friend. And those are the things I want to say about friends. They're important to have. I had to fight to keep a friend earlier in the year, and I fought, and we are friends. Other than that, that's about all I have to say about friends. Is that you can't have enough of them. So I know, Tony, you will always be my friend, and you will always be my friend. It's just doing this YouTube thing. You meet people from all over the globe, and you become friends with them as much as you can without being in the same room, without being in the same place. And that can make it really hard to keep these YouTube friends close. But I try. I try very hard. Oh, but enough said about that. Uh, yeah, I understand, Tony. It's, you can have drama with friends, but you got to see if there is a way to uh, meet on some common ground and keep friendships. Oh, she's in Australia. Well, that's closer to you than I certainly am. But, oh, enough about that. It's just a nice day. The neighborhood is nice around here. It's an older neighborhood. See, we can zoom out a little bit. This park is only about 5 minutes from my house. Show a little more. But you can't really see a lot of it. There's a bunch of cars and stuff in the way. Hey, Fenster, how are you? Thank you for joining. We're at Lion Park. It's a city park here in Olympia, about 5 minutes or so from my house. But like I was telling everyone else, I've been cooped up in my house all day, and I wanted to get out and talk a little bit about things. And I have, and I'm going to go look over here. People have gardens around here. There's a garden there. And here's another garden. And yeah, people like to have gardens around here. We have the weather, we have the rain. It's not like Las Vegas where there is no rain. And I assume people have gardens there, but it probably costs a lot in keeping them watered. Or they roll out the plastic green grass in their front yards. But I'm glad everyone joined me. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Kind of figuring out how this works now with my camera control. But, oh, you're growing pumpkins. And they were still alive after your trip. I don't think it rained much in Las Vegas while you're gone, but I think it did rain a little bit. But glad your pumpkins are alive. You can, if they're big, you can carve one up for a jack-o'-lantern for Halloween, which is in a little more over than a month from now. Oh, that video that I posted today, walking away from the beach at Burfoot Park. That I don't walk a lot, and that was a pretty steep hill. My knees were bothering me, and I got up to the main street, which was Boston Harbor, and I had to walk probably a half a mile to get back to Burfoot Park, and then I probably had to walk another quarter mile just to get to my car. And that was where I parked down by the trail at Burfoot Park. So I walked quite a bit that day, and my knees did bother me, and I did breathe really heavily on that last video coming up that hill, and it was a walk for me. That was the steepest walk that I have done in a long time. Walking back to my car at Burfoot Park. Yeah, I'm going to have to walk more and kind of get used to this. I've been cooped up in my house since COVID, and I haven't really been out walking around. You don't get many steps in your house. So I need to exercise a little more, and doing these live streams It's a good way to do it. There's some I want to do down in Olympia and walk around, but there are some pretty strange people that make their home on the streets in Olympia, and I'm not too comfortable about walking around them. It's unfortunate. There's people like that in Las Vegas too. So I should just suck it up and get it done. There's also a place in Olympia where I tried to show the other day where the fish run. I did a video on that. I went up to a fish hatchery. I couldn't really see the fish running, and so I had to go up to the fish hatchery, and I got you some good pictures of the salmon that are going to have their eggs taken and fertilized. So yeah, not too good for the salmon. I don't think I'll take a video. They invited me to come back and do a video on that, but I don't think I will. I used to work at a fish hatchery. I know what goes on with those fish, and it's not a very pretty thing to get eggs out of a fish and fertilize the fish. I grew Atlantic salmon for 12 years. I did it out of college. My roommate was a aquaculturist, and I had a background in construction, and he hired me on to maintain the fish hatchery. Then some Norwegian company bought it, and we got millions of dollars pumped into us, and I worked in that. Oh, I got a funny story about that fish hatchery. It was Stolt Nielsen, and at the time, Stolt Nielsen was like the 7th richest man in Norway. And one spring after Easter, he came to visit the hatchery, and everybody was uptight. And we had to buy rubber boots for everyone so their feet could be disinfected. So there was a store called, Sunbird or something like that. Walmart, not Walmart, but I forget what it was called. And I bought a bunch of boots down there, and we had them all lined up. And Stolt came there with his banker friends. They were all, I don't know, uptight Norwegians. And everyone put their boots on, and Stolt Nielsen picked the boot that had an old rotten Easter egg in it. They must have had a Easter egg hunt in the store, and not all the eggs were found. And he put his foot into that boot, pulled his foot out, and there was an old rotten egg in there. Okay, see you later, Tony. I'm glad you could join. You heard my story, so that's cool. And the manager of the hatchery took me aside and asked me, why did I put an Easter egg in the boot? And I told him it wasn't me, it was just the luck of the draw. And back when there was an expo in Vancouver, Stolt Nielsen came down with his family again. This time he was with his family, not with any bankers or investors or anything like that. And I offered him a boot, and he looked at me and laughed and said, "No boot, rotten egg." That's about all the English he could speak. So, Tony, have a good one. Thanks for joining in. And it's getting on to like 25 minutes. I still have to eat. I got to get ready for, got to get finished with everything for, not for Vegas Unlocked today. So I think I'm going to call it an end. You heard my stories. I didn't hear any laughing, so I guess they weren't funny. But I appreciate everyone joining in, And please remember what I said about friends. Friends are worth everything in the world. I'm glad you laughed, Cinnamon. Friends are worth everything in the world. And sometimes you got to fight to keep a friend. So, oh, I'm glad you laughed too. Wasn't so funny when it happened, but it's funny now that I think about it. So, Stolt Nielsen, seventh richest man, and he doesn't know me. I just met him those 2 times. So I will talk to you all later. Renee, I'll probably see you later tonight. Maybe Tony, hopefully I'll run into you later tonight. Everyone should connect out to Vegas Unlocked. They will probably start live streaming around 8:30 this evening. And if they keep to their schedule, they'll be down on the strip tonight. So after that plug, I am going to say goodbye and end the stream. And thank you for joining. I'll talk to you all later. Thank you. Bye.